Hello. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome in. I'll give some people some time to join. Hi. I am Entertainment Weekly staff writer Chancellor Agard, and welcome to Super Tuesday, which I've decided to call this because not only is today the series premiere of Superman and Lois on the CW at 8 p.m., but right now I'll be joined by Supergirl's Aziz Tesfaye and Superman and Lois's Elizabeth Tulloch to talk about all things super. Work on the shows, being in the Arrowverse, and whatever questions you guys may have for them that we'll hopefully get to. Let's see. Oh, and here they are. Hello. It worked. I'm always surprised when it works.
We are too. We've been having some technical difficulties, but we're here. Yeah, we're here.
Awesome. How are you guys doing today? On I guess on the big premiere day.
We are doing great.
Do you want to move it down?
I'm gonna move it down.
It's like we're like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Sorry.
Hold on. I just fell off my chair. Hi guys. There. It's up my nose. It's what the view that everybody wanted to see. That everyone's tuning in for is up my nose. All right.
Just make it.
Do we lose that?
Wait, are we back?
Oh, here we go.
I'll do it. All right. It's gonna tip over again. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry. Putting us together was maybe not the best idea.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you guys here. First off, it's Elizabeth or Bitsy. Congratulations
Thank you.
on premiere day. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Nervous?
I'm excited. I've been up since 4 a.m. I just got back from Tyler's house. We were doing press all morning. But I was really psyched that Ozzy and I are going to do this together. And I am just really excited for everyone to see the show tonight. And we're hoping that the Supergirl fans love it too and that they tune in. We're doing a 2-hour premiere event. It's going to be 90 minutes of the pilot and then a half an hour of interviews after that.
Awesome. I'm curious. Aziz, I guess have you seen the show yet?
I've seen pieces of it, and it's incredible. It is unlike anything that's ever been on the CW, in my opinion, and anything in the superhero world. It's cinematic. It is like a beautifully shot film. I'm really excited. And Bitsy's been showing me pieces for a long time, and it's been blowing me away. The fans are going to love it. I love it.
I'm curious. I think one of the sort of fan questions we got when we opened it up on Twitter today was someone asked, for both of you, what is your sort of favorite aspect on getting to work on these super shows?
Gosh, it's just being a part of a canon that's so iconic and that has been so iconic for so long. You know, Superman and Lois Lane appeared in Action Comics #1 in 1938. And then you have these amazing characters, you know, on Supergirl and The Flash, and it's just kind of being a part of a bigger family and being a part of comic book history and now TV history.
Yeah. And I think also just getting able to kick butt and do stunts and fight as women, it's super empowering. And I think women in this universe, at least on the CW and in Berlanti world, are told in such a powerful and empowering way. And so that feels really exciting to me.
Right.
I know that there have been some rumors, some fan concerns about a rivalry between Superman and Lois and Supergirl. Is there any truth to that? How do the shows get along?
We love each other.
There's no rivalry that we are aware of.
Yeah. I mean, no, there's not. No, oh wow, it just started snowing outside. Sorry, I just realized.
I think that's rain.
Okay. Clearly, I'm not used to Vancouver yet. No, I mean, I think the great thing about having Superman and Lois is, selfishly for me, I get Bitsy, who was a good girlfriend of mine prior.
Yeah.
And
although we didn't shoot together on Crisis, although that would have been fun. During the
oh yeah. We're all over the place. her husband is on a show with good friends of mine, and so we kind of hijacked their female cast and became friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, it's exciting, and I think maybe the fans feel confused because Supergirl's ending and Superman is beginning, but that is a coincidence, and we're so excited.
I would just say, we're all fans of each other's shows. Everybody's been really supportive. I've done 2 crossovers now, Elseworlds and then Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I've worked with most of the leads on the shows. Melissa, Grant, Candace, Katie, and, a lot of the DC actors, and we all bonded really quickly. And, and truly, we're bummed that Supergirl's ending. We would have loved to do another crossover with them, but really, we're just excited to see what our friends on Supergirl are doing next. I know Melissa has a deal with Warner Brothers to develop shows. Ozzy wrote a script for Supergirl. I'm so proud of her. And, hopefully their schedules will allow them to come on Superman and Lois. I know Melissa had texted me saying she'd love to be on the show. And I was like, anytime you want, obviously. But yeah, I personally wouldn't, and I don't think Tyler would have either ever agreed to take on a show or take on a role if we knew that it meant that, other people were going to lose their jobs. So this is really a family here. And I'm going to keep calling it the Arrowverse family, mainly because I keep forgetting to call it the CW-verse.
Is that what people call it?
Now it's like the CW-verse because Arrow ended. But to me, it's still Arrowverse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But so anyway, we're really hopeful that the Arrowverse and the Supergirl and the Flash and Black Lightning and Batwoman, that all of the fandoms, Legends of Tomorrow, will come and check out Superman and Lois as well. And hopefully there will be more crossovers in the future.
Yeah.
Here's Bitsy. You mentioned how you sort of debuted as Lois Lane on the crossovers. What has it been like making that transition from doing the crossovers to going into a full-blown series of which you are one of the leads?
Pregnant first.
Yeah, in Elseworlds I was very pregnant, so that was more a matter of like waddling around from scene to scene. But in Crisis was so epic, and Tyler and I did 5 different shows, and so when you have that many leads in a scene, it's like everybody gets 1 or 2 lines, and you kind of are making a brief appearance, and then you're moving on, and there was just so much going on and so much to keep track of. But now, Superman and Lois it's different. We're shot differently. We shoot widescreen on an anamorphic lens. It kind of looks different the way they're shooting. The cinematography is very muted, warm colors. But now it's like, now we have all this room to add a lot of depth and layers to our characters. And the main difference now is that Tyler and I have 2 teenage boys. We have 2 14-year-old fraternal twins, and the show, I've always sort of likened it to like Friday Night Lights-esque with a dash of Superman and Lois. Obviously, we still have these epic set pieces and action sequences and stuff, but this is really at its heart a family drama. It just happens to have Superman and Lois Lane at its core.
Awesome. I just saw one question for you, Bitsy, on the comments. Someone wanted to know, what has it been like working with Emmanuelle, who plays Zor-El?
She's so kind. She is so wonderful. We have a lot of fun. We've had some fun girl bonding scenes. There's no tension between the characters. And, both of them are happily married. And she's just been absolutely lovely and a pleasure and a joy to work with. And I adore her.
Awesome. Ozzy, as Bitsy mentioned, you wrote an episode this season on Supergirl.
Yay!
Congrats for like the groundbreaking move, being the first Arrowverse actor to contribute to a script. I'm curious, what was that experience like?
I'm still in it. I'm still in it. It's been great so far. I did a little over a month in the writer's room, which was awesome. I did the 9 to 5 on Zoom with everyone. So that was, I realized I maybe like a 9 to 5 more than I thought in terms of that, that group of people. And then I think on the 5th round of draft notes right now. So it's been really exciting.
If anybody you can do it, you can.
Aww.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, you're such a good friend. Thank you.
I got you a croissant, by the way. Speaking of being a good friend, I forgot to give you your croissant.
Well, now I'm hungry. But I'm curious, being in the writer's room from 9 to 5, what did you sort of, what did you get out of having another sort of perspective on the show and seeing it from that angle?
Yeah, I think, we talk so much about representation being important in front of the camera, and it is just as much, if not more, behind the camera. I love Kelly Olsen so much, and I'm so protective over her. And truly, the fans over the years have made me step into being more protective over her, and they've kind of empowered me to really fight for her and speak up for her. And so I don't think I've ever said this, but I actually wrote a spec script during the break, during COVID, when everyone was at home, just to kind of show Kelly's voice and maybe some ideas. And then that led me to writing the episode. And so it's been great. You know, I think the nuance of not just representing the Black voice, but the Black female voice, and every Black experience is different. So to have David Ramsey also directing the episode,
he's directing 7.
Yes,
I know. Yeah.
He told me.
And he's doing yours.
Yes, he's doing everything.
Love that.
He's doing all the shows.
I didn't know that. Exciting.
That makes me really excited. Ramsey and I had dinner the other night, and just talking about his perspective and experiences, they're very different than mine. So I think to have such a well-balanced between me and Jay, who I'm writing the episode with, and David Ramsey, I think the fans will feel really excited and hopefully seen and heard. And 12, in my opinion, for Kelly, is the most epic episode of the season. So I'm excited that I get to pen it.
Do you hope that this is just the beginning of your writing career? Do you hope to do more writing?
Yeah. I mean, I love it.
I mean, you're developing other stuff too,
yeah.
right?
Yes. He's like, knows all of my secrets and all my private information. It's okay.
Like personal
Well, yeah, you're smart. You have good ideas. Like,
I am writing and developing, and I am very excited to do that. And Supergirl is the first thing that I get to do publicly, and that feels great because it's working at home.
maybe you write an episode for us.
That would be great.
And also be on the show.
That would be great. She is my manager agent.
Yeah.
Publicist. That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
It's funny. There were a lot of comments on our tweets were asking, we're like, can we expect Kelly and Alex to jump over to Superman and Lois at some point after Supergirl ends? So let's keep that hope alive. Bitsy, I'm curious though. I'm seeing Ozzy take on writing. Has that inspired you to dip your toes into maybe directing or writing or producing?
That
Or
did inspire you.
I definitely, I've produced before. I would love to get into that eventually. I absolutely want to direct on our show right now, especially because the cinematography is so spectacular. I'm really just watching. I have a lot of time on set because I shoot a lot, so I've just been sort of taking it all in. I know Tyler had sort of mentioned also wanting to direct. I think we have to, see a season or two how the show unfolds before we would actually take on such a big job. Our show's really big, and I wouldn't want to do something unless I could do a really stellar job. As for writing, I've developed shows before, but I don't feel like I'm as good at that.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Like, I've never wanted to direct. I've never had any desire to direct
totally
ever.
Yeah.
I think it's like goes back to me in college of being in sweats all day and eating a lot of food and being on my computer. Like, I enjoy that feeling a lot, and so it feels.
I see your Insta stories, you in bed writing.
That's
my
close friend.
Close friend.
She's putting all of my business out there.
You're starting to regret this now.
I'm just proud of you. Yeah. But yeah, you write from bed. It's cozy.
I do. I do. A lot.
I mean, both of these shows are really big, and like a lot goes into making these Arrowverse shows during normal times, scheduling. I'm curious, what has it been like making these shows, given all the sort of the safety protocols in place and everything else you have to take into consideration now when you come to set?
Right. Well, for us, the greatest thing is that we've been delayed quite a bit. We were supposed to start shooting our pilot in mid-March. We didn't actually start shooting until closer to the end of October. One thing that I want to reiterate is that we are extremely lucky to be working at all. Yes, there are a lot of stringent protocols in place on set and offset too, because obviously the cast needs to stay safe. We're also lucky to be shooting in Vancouver, Canada, where, the COVID situation is under more control than in other cities. But it is tough. We can't see the crew's faces. It's, part of why I've always loved shooting in television. Like I did Grimm for 6 years, is that the crew and the cast really felt like a family. And it's a little different now because everyone's 6 feet apart at all times. We're masked up. We get COVID tested 3 times a week. Like, we're as careful as we can possibly be because we want to keep creating amazing content for everyone who's at home. But again, just to say, we know how lucky we are that we're even able to be working at all, because a lot of people have lost their jobs over the last year.
Yeah, and I think it definitely, I personally feel most safe on set because everyone is so often tested, and it is where I feel safest personally. I think for us, everyone's kind of bummed because it is our last season, and our crew on set is amazing, and we're super close. So to not be able to hug them as much as we do every single day is a bummer, but we do a lot of elbow bumps at a distance. So, you know, we're making the best. And then also, like, Bitsy's in my bubble. We have like our bubble, and being able to, you know, order food, stay inside more. I think you get more quality time with friends and people that you can see. And again, like you said, I really feel for everyone back in the States right now.
Oh, I think I'm frozen. I can
We
still
can
hear you
hear
guys.
you, though.
Okay, yeah,
you
there
are.
we go. We're back. Love Wi-Fi. And on the subject of that, I'm curious, I mean, like, how has the final season been going so far in general? I mean, you guys aren't back on the air yet, but like, does it feel like it's coming to an end, or do you, I guess, not being on the air, does that sort of give you a bit of time before you start sort of feeling the sort of ending creeping up, I guess?
We're doing 20 episodes and we don't wrap till August, so no one feels like it's almost over. We have we're not even halfway, so we have a long way to go. So we don't feel it yet. I try to be present and just be like, okay, this is the last episode 6, this is the last episode 7. But no, we have our back half of the season is so epic that I think everyone is just taking it week by week. So not yet. I don't think anyone feels like it's ending yet.
And Bitsy, you mentioned how David's also coming by Superman and Lois. Has he directed his episode yet, or is that coming down the
David Ramsey's episode is number 7. So we have not worked with him yet, but it's coming up soon. And that's a great script by one of our writers, Jay Jameson.
He starts prepping next week.
He does?
Yeah.
Wait, for Supergirl or Superman and Lois? Oh, for her. Oh.
Lois. He doesn't. We don't do our episode until the end of March. So he goes to you, and then I think Flash, and then I think to us. I think, yeah. He's very busy.
Yeah. I remember seeing also that Arrow director James Banford directed an episode of Superman and Lois earlier on in the season. What was it like working with him? Because I know just from his work on Arrow, the guy loves a long take, a oneer. What was it like having his sort of eye on the show?
That's awesome.
He does like a long take. He directed episode 4. And, you know, Bamford used to be a stunt coordinator. So luckily for him, you know, even though, like I've said, our show is really at its core a family drama, there are giant stunts and big set pieces. And so I know he had a blast with that. And also was having a lot of fun with the more relational, dramatic aspects of it.
And with Lois, I mean, this season, I think what's cool about Superman and Lois, which the fans might not realize, is that like both Superman and Lois get their own sort of nemesis, big bad for the season. Clark has the Stranger, played by Willie Parks, and you get Morgan Edge. Can you sort of talk a bit about sort of preview sort of what we can expect from sort of Lois's conflict with Morgan Edge?
Right. So Morgan Edge is played by an English actor, Adam Rayner. He was on Tyrant on FX. He's wonderful. He has that perfect amount of like sadism to him. He's basically playing this billionaire corporate figure. He's Lois's arch nemesis. He ends up wreaking havoc on her journalistic career, and she kind of has to go after him without the normal resources or platform that she's accustomed to. So it is kind of Lois against the world to an extent. And of course, or more likely, even though I haven't read that far in advance, I don't like to read that far in advance because, like, in my point of view, if Lois doesn't know something's about to happen, I shouldn't know. So I don't read very far in advance, but I would imagine that the sort of big bads will converge at some point this season.
That's exciting.
And another question for you, this question came for the fans, and actually I'm curious to also hear Ozzy's answer as well.
That's really funny. We have to just say, because Bitsy's daughter calls me Auntie Azish. Yeah. She can't say Ozzy, so that's so funny.
Auntie Azish.
She always goes, Auntie Azish.
It's very cute.
Yeah. So that's funny you just did that.
And I mean, one question we got from the fans is, have you brought elements of yourself to your characters? For both of you.
You go first.
I think so. I feel like I have a lot of fun. I always try to have fun. I think Lois is sort of the same way. Lois is extremely determined. She is a go-getter. She is uncompromising. She's tough. We probably both have an outsized sense of confidence. Like I typically am like, oh, if I don't know how to do that, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
But I won't necessarily figure it out. But I tend to like approach obstacles being like, oh, if I put my mind to it, I can solve this. And I can't always. But she's like wonderful.
Your handiwork over the quarantine.
Oh my God.
She decided to redo her whole house. I would also say you're very curious in the way that she is, and I imagine Lois has Superman's back. You're like very confident with your friends too. Like it doesn't
very loyal.
Yeah,
especially with regards to my girlfriends. Like
she's a ride or die.
Yeah,
as they say.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I like to think that Kelly is who I want to be when I grow up because she's so kind. I think I'm kind.
You're definitely kind.
She's very empathetic to a fault, which I think I can be sometimes too. She's just calm and smart and incredibly capable. I maybe don't have the level-headedness that Kelly does as much. Like I definitely react more. I always say when Makata and I would shoot the sibling scenes with Jimmy and Kelly, and he would be, yelling at her, and she was just so calm and loving. He was like, Ozzy would never let me yell at her like this and I was like, I have some things to learn from Kelly. So I do. I think we both are empathetic and kind, and then I aspire to be as constantly level-headed and loving as she is. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, but a little spiciness, a little feistiness also keeps life interesting.
It's true.
Yeah.
I remember someone asked, will we see or learn any more about Kelly's backstory in its final season? And I'm not sure if you can answer that, but hopefully you can say something on that stuff.
I don't know what I can say. I'll say this.
You're like, wait, do you want to?
I like that. Look at you.
Don't look at me. I don't know what you can or can't say.
I'll say this. Like, the fans have been very vocal about what they want to see for Kelly, and I feel like they'll know what I'm talking about. And they, especially in the back half of the season, will get everything that they want. And it makes me very excited that that's going to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I can say that. Everything.
Tantalizing.
To start wrapping up, one other question I saw in the Instagram comments, someone was asking, Bitsy, can we expect you to go on to Ozzy's cooking show at Instagram show?
Oh my God.
We've talked about that, but you're not, okay.
I'm talked about the cook.
But that's why I think it'd be so fun.
Two things well. I can make turkey meatballs well, and I can make turkey chili really well. So we can either do that, or we can make cocktails. But I don't think cocktails counts.
No, but I've done cocktails.
Maybe part of the fun is me trying to do an actually elaborate recipe.
I think that would be fun. And it's also funny because I get texts now. I just did that during quarantine, and then I'll get texts from other Arrowverse actors and friends, like Tom and Megan from Lucifer and different friends of ours that will be like, oh, I want to be in your cooking show. And I'm like, it's not a show. I just
Maybe it should be a show.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Bitsy's for sure. I think you try to trick me into come over and cooking for you all the time.
I know, that's true. I'm more like, do we have to do it separately, or can you just cook for me?
So we'll do a version of it. We'll do split. It'll be fun for sure.
So Ozzy, since you've seen Superman and Lois, or parts of it, I'm curious, what would you suggest viewers at home sort of pair with the show? Either a wine pairing, a drink pairing, or even a meal pairing?
Fun. I would say popcorn. I mean, it's so
it feels like a movie.
It's so elegant. Maybe like a really nice red wine, like elegant, full body, dry, tannic. Yeah. It feels very like adult.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I could.
Right?
I feel like a red wine's a good
It's
answer.
too classy to be like a tequila or
like
wine
a scotch.
or like a scotch.
Yeah. A good peaty scotch.
Yeah.
Although I don't like peaty scotches myself.
But for the people.
Yeah, for the people.
For the people of legal drinking age.
Yes.
Oh yeah, if you're under 21, don't do it. Have a mocktail.
I guess finally, Bitsy, before we go, is there anything else you want to say about Superman and Lois that we didn't get to touch on? Or
No, I just want to say that Tyler and I have been working really hard. The cast and crew, the writers, the producers, everybody's been working really hard, and we are enormously proud of what we have achieved. Our director, Lee Tolan Krieger, was just terrific and one of the most gracious and kind directors I've ever worked with in my career. And it should, we have 90 minutes. To me, watching it sort of really feels like you're watching a movie just because of the way we're shot. And we just really hope that people tune in tonight. Again, it's 8/7 Central on the CW. It's also available for free tomorrow on the CW app. And then next week, we move to our regular time slot, which is 9 p.m. after The Flash.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, The Flash is coming out too.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just here to support Bitsy, really. Is really why I'm here. And because coming over means I get to play with her daughter after this. But I will say, if you like Supergirl or The Flash or any of the CW shows, you will be obsessed with Superman and Lois. And so I beg of you, please tune in tonight and support our girl.
And I agree. Having watched the pilot and episode 2, I really dig it a lot. My coworkers have not stopped talking about it since we watched it. So I'm very excited to see more. I
love it.
Well, thank you both for coming on today. I really, really appreciate it. This was fun.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the cooking show.
We'll keep you posted. It'll be soon.
We'll do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everyone who tuned in. And again, make sure you watch Superman and Lois tonight at 8 p.m. on the CW.
Show. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Leave?